Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, Whiskey Hotel. You're looking at a game of domination on mission, and this is a destruction of a game. And usually when I say that, I mean it's the other team getting destroyed. But in this instance, I mean I get destroyed. And the reason this is because I was playing a full party, and it was a full party consisting of Eric the Aviator and his buddies and a few subscribers, and they are really good. I wanted to play with them. I answered like one of those Twitter callouts for some extra players, but when he invited me, I ended up on the other team. So I knew I was going to get destroyed, so I tried to troll him a little bit with the shotgun. But I will circle back and explain in more detail why I thought that a game involving Eric the Aviator was appropriate for this topic. Because the topic I really want to talk about is, I guess you can call it internet etiquette, or like being shitty on the internet to other people, or like how to treat other people on the internet. And this is something we're all familiar with. I mean, to start out with, the internet is like awesome, like for connecting people. Like never in the history of civilization have people been more connected than they are right now. Like if I get on Twitter, I can find anyone on there that has a Twitter and send them a message instantly, and that is insane if you actually think about it. But then all this social media stuff, YouTube, you know, whatever you want to call it, is also great just for keeping in touch with people, keeping track of your own life, all this stuff. And while personally myself, I don't really necessarily buy into all that stuff. Like I try not to get too deep into social media, because when it boils down to it, it's not real life, and I like to focus on real life rather than internet life. But a negative aspect of being so connected with people is that people have no reason, they have no filter. Like if somebody wants to be shitty to somebody, there's nothing stopping them. The same way that one person could look up anyone in the world and send a message to, anyone else can look up that same person and call them a faggot. And that's kind of the catch-22 of the internet. And you being on YouTube right now, you already know how bad this is. Like YouTube is notorious for having the worst comments ever. And I would like to add a little side note in here now. Everyone that's ever commented on my videos has been largely positive, so I would thank you for that. Like, I like positivity on the internet over negativity, which I'll explain more in a little bit. But YouTube is super bad. If you go to any video, let's see, I would guess like 70% of the comments are either people being shitty to the poster or people being shitty to each other. Because nobody ever really, I mean, the comment section is supposed to talk about the video, but everyone has these like allegiances that make them feel inclined to like attack anyone that may not like the video. And then it just devolves in like this whole thing like, oh, you fucking idiot, you missed a comma, or you missed an apostrophe, you retard. Like it just turns into this stupid thing that I would hope was not the intention of the comment section of YouTube. But what I do in these situations is, it's so important to realize that people that are doing this, people that are getting shitty for no reason, people that are just being rude and assholes, are probably unhappy. Like, I've never met anyone in my life that was successful in life, in work, in relationships, healthy, and then went home and got on the internet and called people faggots. Like, it just doesn't really work like that. If someone's on the internet being that obnoxious and rude to other people, it's coming from a place of like self-hate. Like they don't like the situation they're in, and either they're unable to get themselves out of, or they're unwilling to get themselves out of it. And if you look at it that way, it's really sad that these people are on the internet doing these things to other people, because they should be better, they should contribute better things to the human race. And it's the same thing in real life. I mean, I've met a few people throughout my work career that... Oh, this is awesome. Hold on. Oh, here comes the quintuple predator. Oh, that felt so good. It felt so good. Way to get on those flags, tryhards. Anyway, in real life, people are like this too. I mean, I've worked with a few people that, like, they're shitty to people all day in real life. And the benefit of it being in real life is that you can literally see the unhappiness. Like, you can see that the anger is coming from a place of unhappiness. And in that case, you don't really care that they're being assholes. You're like, oh yeah, well, he's an asshole because, like, he has a drinking problem and he's broke as shit and his wife left him and all this stuff. Well, chances are that same person on YouTube calling you a faggot has a similar story or is just some idiot. So don't feel bad when you get into these. Just ignore them. Like, there's no good that comes from it. Just remind yourself that those people probably hate their lives, and then go out and do something productive with your own. But to go back to the other side, the positive side of the internet, this is what I like to do, and this is what I encourage other people to do, because this is what makes me feel good. I like to send out random bits of positivity. Like, the internet is so negative to each other and to other people that I like to try and counteract that. I like to send good things. Like, if I watch a movie, and let's say this, for example. I just did this the other day. So I watched 50/50, which is a comedy with Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and, you know, I hadn't watched it until now. Like, it came out maybe 1.5, 2 years ago, and I really liked it. And so I looked up Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Twitter and was like, hey man, I just got around to watching 50/50. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to Batman. This commentary is going to be totally dated because I don't have internet right now. Batman probably came out a while ago. But that's what I like to do. If I'm watching UFC, because I'm a big UFC fan, and someone has a great fight, they perform well, I like to look up their thing and go, oh man, nice fight, great knockout, you know, whatever. And that makes me feel good because I hope that I'm making them feel good. I'm praising them. And if you look at a UFC fight, there was a loser in that fight too. Like, if somebody got a knockout, that means somebody got knocked out. And for me, there is no incentive for me to look up that person's Twitter handle and be shitty with them. Whereas a lot of people on the internet do. Like, they want to look them up and go, oh, you got knocked out, you fucking pussy. Like, I don't understand where that urge comes from, and I don't condone it. Try to stay positive on the internet. I promise it'll benefit you in your personal life a lot more than being a shithead. But anyway, I circle back to why I used this Aviator gameplay. So, I like Eric the Aviator a lot. I hope to have a life very similar to his. I want to be a pilot, I want to be a skydiver, base jumper, all that stuff. I want to live a majority of my life in the air. And I wanted to do this before I found the Aviator's channel, just to clarify. But when I found it, I was like, shit, this guy is living the life that I want to eventually live. So I naturally subscribed. Well, it took me a while to notice that I wasn't getting videos from him. And this isn't abnormal on YouTube, like, they miss videos all the time, so I looked up his channel manually and tried to leave a comment on one of his videos, and it said Eric the Aviator, or whatever his name is, Aviator, has blocked you. You are not allowed to leave comments. And this blew me away, because like I said, I don't like getting shitty on the internet, and I seriously have no idea what I could have said to make him block me. I don't know if it was a mistake, but either way, I looked him up on Twitter and said, hey man, you have me blocked on YouTube. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. I really like your videos. Could you unblock me? And he replied back, and he unblocked me, and now I get to enjoy his videos. And if you look at that as a metaphor for the internet, I think it fits pretty properly. Like, there was some sort of negativity, there was also some sort of positivity, and together it became like a happy medium. So do your part to shift that happy medium toward the positive side. And I will see you next time. Later, dudes.